Hey guys, so I took a little time today to record a little video of what I've really been working on with Hagen recently, just kind of in and out of everything else that we've been doing, general exercise and whatnot. So recently I've been working with Hagen on trying to get him to back up without using my reins and just using my heel. It's not something that every horse knows how to do immediately. It's something you've got to train them to do, and Hagen is almost there. He thinks about it. I'll put my heel into him and he thinks about it for a little bit. He'll take a few steps back and then he kind of contemplates what he's doing, and I have to remind him by just lifting up on the reins and asking him again, and he'll go right back into it. So what I'm really trying to do is I want him to really arc his back and reach up under himself with his hocks and reach back with his front legs to round himself out and back up nice and smooth with long steps instead of short choppy steps to back up, and instead of pulling his head up and stringing his back out. So that's what we've been working on, and I'm going to do a little voiceover on the video that I took today to explain to you guys what I'm doing and explain to you guys what I'm looking for, and maybe you can start this with your horse, and if you want to I can show you a little tutorial on how I started it with Hagen.
Alright, so I've already done this on him a few times today, and what I'm going to do is walk him to this far cone on the left, and I'm going to ask him to stop. Now, I just lightly lift on the reins and put my leg into him, and I use my left leg when I'm asking him to back up. And the goal here is for him to back only off my leg and not with the reins. So when you get here, you can see he really starts reaching under himself with his hind legs. And with him doing that, it's rounding his back and putting him more on his butt. Okay, so we're going to do it again, but this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply my leg without lifting the reins and see how he takes to that. So right here, I put my leg on him, and you can see he thinks about it and he starts to back up, and then he stops and contemplates what he's doing. So I give a very soft lift of my reins to remind him. And right here, you can see him start. He's thinking about it, and he's really starting to get that left hind under him, and then now he's getting both under him. So I do this exercise to really get him on his hind end and around his back, and I can translate it over into flat work, and I can explain that more in depth if I were to make another video over this. So now we're going to trot to this end cone on the left, and I'm going to get him to stop. And you can see that I'm lifting up on my reins a little bit more, and I'm being a little bit more pushy with my leg. I'm really feeling and trying to get him under himself. You can see he gets off track there for a second, and I correct him to get him to back up straight, and right here you can see him really starting to reach with those hind legs under his belly. And I'm going to let him sit, and I'm going to praise him because he did really good that time. So another thing we've been working on with Hagen is I've been trying to get him to pivot on his hind end, and he's starting to get better without stepping out. So I'm going to lift my reins and hold his head straight and put my outside leg on him. You can see there. And I stop him right as he starts to step out of his pivot. When he starts to step out, I just rock him back, and here you can see he took it. So I rock him back on his hind end and ask him to continue to pivot. And when he steps out, I do the same thing. So now we're going to switch to his worst side, which in this side you can see that he steps out almost every time. But at the end, he does accept it. He just accepts it on the wrong hind leg. Right there. Thank you guys for watching. If you would like to see a step-by-step on how I started Hagen backing without reins and what the end goal is and why I do it, I can make a more in-depth video, and you can comment below letting me know. Or you can comment on my Instagram or send me a DM at TheTranquilTrio and let me know there. Thank you guys.